Hey everybody, Chris here from Brutally Honest Gaming. Today we are looking at Perfect World Entertainment's Neverwinter. Neverwinter is of course the new action role-playing game MMORPG. It's free to play, it's in open beta. What's it all about? Neverwinter is of course based on Dungeons & Dragons, and some of the stat mechanics as well as the lore is overlapping. The game starts off with a fairly impressive, albeit fairly lengthy, intro video. I was fairly impressed by the video's graphics for this being a free-to-play game. That initial impression, though, was short-lived. As I was making my character, I couldn't help but wonder, is this 2004? But I'm no graphics whore, so I pressed on. There are 7 different races in this game, each with their own racial abilities, plus one more race supposedly coming soon. There are also currently 5 different classes to choose from, with one on the way as well. Since this is D&D, you are going to choose a little bit of flavor, some backstory from where you're coming from, as well as your character's religion. These choices are merely for fun and flavor and have no effect on gameplay. The gameplay itself actually harkens back to the old hack-and-slash dungeon crawlers of old. The combat is action-based, keeping you always on the move and dodging your opponent's attacks, and your health only regenerates from actions, potions, and campfires. Questing is pretty standard. Go to the quest giver, tells you to do something, you do it, you're rewarded. All seems like pretty standard stuff. Now here's where the game gets a little different. From what I can tell, now I could be very, very wrong here, the game is based in astral diamonds and Zen currencies. These currencies are used to purchase all sorts of things in the game, as most of you can imagine. Now, a player can get these one of two ways. One, you can buy them, or you can complete a series of daily and hourly events that will award fractals of diamonds. And this is where a lot of it really comes crashing for me. If any of you have ever played any of them free-to-play browser games when you've been bored, you know what this is all about. It's the carrot and the stick. Give you something that you could do on your own in a week's worth of play, or cough up the wallet and get it done in a matter of minutes. But hey, it is going to be a free-to-play game. And it really seems like it too. As I mentioned earlier, the graphics seem like they're almost in the wrong decade. And the game just feels so limited. I mean, I haven't clicked my mouse this much since Diablo. And speaking of Diablo, is there another dungeon I can go in? Why, yes, there is. And another, and another. What, a scroll of intellectual property? A couple weeks back, I was invited to play in the closed beta, and honestly couldn't do more than a couple of hours in it. The game was really boring. Now, to be fair, the game might get a lot better as you level up, but it was so disengaging I couldn't even get to level 10. They have said that they are fully endorsed by the D&D's now publisher, Wizards of the Coast, but I'm not really sure what WotC can do for them. The game's still in open beta, so a lot of this can change, but from my perspective, as of right now, it feels like one of those stale, flavor-of-the-month action MMOs, and that so much of the game feels that it was designed with those microtransactions already in mind. Even from a very early level, you can get the feeling that you're going to need to spend some money in order to play this game properly. And I have no problem paying for quality games. But I do have a problem with the game wanting to nickel and dime me to death. I'm not sure how many of you actually remember the good old arcade days, but there was always that one arcade game that was just designed for you to never get to the next level. You didn't know that at the time. You just kept pumping in the quarter, not knowing there's no way to beat the boss on level 4. The game's designer never cared about your experience as a gamer. He cared about you putting another quarter in the damn slot. And that's kind of how this leaves you feeling.